So out of the one select, you'll have two. So out
Okay.
of that,
That one.
okay. And what other one? One more.
Oh.
Okay, thank you. Okay, we have our votes in. For the Technology Advisory Committee, we have a total of 3 votes for Ms. Anita Balaraman. We have 4 votes for Rob Chan, 4 votes for Linda Licari, and 3 votes for Yuling Zhu.
Right. Do we have any public speaker for those 2 items? I forgot to ask for.
I do have a public speaker for the Facility Advisory Committee.
Okay. I'm glad I asked. Please announce the name.
Excuse me for 1 second. I have, my system is timing out on me. No. No. Move. Both. Yes. So for 15.8, Antonio Burbeck Herrera.
We've already tabled 15.10, so we will move to 15.11. Reconsider the third reading. No, sorry, that was the 11 is a request to consider and or reconsider adopting 3R's curriculum for 6th grade for the 2017-18 school year. We also have a related item for 15.12, adopt 3R curriculum for 6th grade for the 2017-18 school year. I've been noticed that for either item, we have many speakers, and it's very hard for the board to distinguish which item the speaker would speak on. So at this moment, we would like to combine the 2 items for the public speakers, and then just call the speakers.
Dr. Shao, can I have just a point of clarification? I'm not sure what the difference between these 2 items is, other than one says reconsidering and the other one says to adopt. So the effect of the 2 seem to me exactly the same, and so I'm not sure why we would be voting on 2 different items.
Oh, go ahead. I was just going to say, if the first one doesn't pass, then the second one doesn't get
Right.
discussed. The first one has to pass to allow the second one to be discussed.
Because it takes the majority vote to get to bring back an item that has been already voted on.
But this
by
was
the-
not voted on. This was not voted on. There was no motion, there was no discussion on
Well,
6th
actually,
grade.
it's subject to interpretation because common sense says, if you say 4th to 6th grade, that includes 6th grade. Let's just say today we vote on 6th grade to have 3R. Then someone can argue, well, next week we can bring it back and say, how about not teaching the 3R on Monday, but Tuesday? And this is still within the 6th grade curriculum, but it's not a motion that's voted on. Or let's say whether we should have 3R only for male students in the 6th grade or female students for the 6th grade. You can always use different categories to qualify or modify the original vote. Because think about it. You're cutting a cake, right? Basically, that's the cake. You want to cut a piece of it and say it's a brand new piece. And then we can continue this and then continue cutting. And then it'll be endless.
Would there,
If this,
It's a different, it's a different item, and we got legal representation on it to say that it's a different item. So we do not require a
but
three-person
that
vote.
legal representation suggests that we do it this way to make
Yes.
it as clean as possible.
So I think that, I'm sorry, I really am not trying just to be difficult. But if we vote yes on, I'm just trying to understand. If we vote yes on 1511, why would we need 1512?
Well, if we vote on 1511, that means procedural-wise, we can bring back this item because we reached the majority. But if we, let's just say, if we have only 2 votes, and then this item fails, then there's no need to bring it back, just to prevent the scenario I described. Because by the same argument, you can always do this kind of game, and then claim that it's not the
Sorry,
so-
I object to that being the way in which you're describing what is going on. It's not a game, it's a different motion. So I will just say, we should just move forward, but I think that our agenda has been hijacked, and this is nothing we've ever done before. This is not how we handle these things. So that's my personal opinion, but let's just move forward because this is a waste of time and it's already 1:30.
Okay. How many speakers do we have for both items?
Combined, we have a little bit over 100 speakers.
So 1 minute per speaker, is that agreeable to the board members?
Yeah, can they team up though? If they're interested in teaming up, that would be great. I mean, it is 1:30 in the morning.
I
and
think
I'm
we
sure
should
with
take an
all-
hour, the same as we did earlier, given that it's 1:30 in the morning.
However, when we did the hour before, we later allowed everyone else to talk. And I think if people have stayed here till 1 o'clock, they deserve the right to speak.
Vice President Dr. Burke.
Dr. Shao, are we combining the items?
Well, actually, we're still pulling the opinion. So, Dr. Burke, do you have anything to say?
I do. I'd like to move to table item 1511 and just go straight to 1512.
Second.
But let me just add this. The attorney's opinion was this, that an item can be reconsidered after it's been voted upon if one of the majority of the prevailing opinion chooses to change their vote on the same night that it happened. So this didn't happen. So what the attorney said is the best process to go forward is to have an agenda item that brings it up and allows the board to vote. So if there's a majority from this agenda item, we can go to the next one. That's the legal logic behind why. Would that be a correct statement of what we received?
So, we've set up the agenda following the legal opinion that we got, just to make sure procedure-wise we're not violating any policy or any Robert's rules.
Can I make a recommendation? That we do have a motion now, but my recommendation would be to vote on 1511, because if it doesn't pass, then there's no point then we don't have 1512.
That's exactly what we're going to do. That's exactly what we're going to do.
But are you going to hear all of the 100
That's
people
right.
before that, or are we going to just go straight to the vote
I would say
and then
go
hear the folks on
I'd say go-
15.12?
I would say go straight to the vote.
Well, here's the deal. If you vote yes, then you hear everyone. If you vote no, then there is no following item.
Exactly.
So we're not eliminating anybody's freedoms.
No, I didn't think so.
Okay, so I just heard that the board would like to first vote on 15.11, and then if the item fails, then we don't have to go to 15.12. Yes. Okay. But people still wait here to speak regardless, because they're not trying to speak just for the sake of,
In that case, then we should hear the public speak
Right.
before you vote on either one.
because they have already waited for so long. We should give them the chance.
Well, we still have a motion and a second on the floor.
But for the
And Crosby seconded it.
okay, so for the point of order, can we just when we come to this and then we table at this moment? I don't think it has happened. We've given the board multiple chances to consider the agenda item tonight. Okay, and this was not raised until now. Can we just, when this item is already called, is it too late to table this item? That's my question. And my understanding is that that's not. You can vote down this item, but you cannot even, when this one is already called, you cannot table this item.
We've actually done that in the past. Yes, we have.
No.
Yeah, I think we can legally do it, but I would prefer that we just go ahead and vote on this item, and then if it fails, then we're done. I think that to have all the speakers come, and I understand that people have been waiting, but we also have already allotted an entire day with how many hours of speakers. It's not as if we haven't heard from people, and we've had how many emails that we've read and all that. So if you want to go ahead with this and have the speakers first, then I suggest we have an hour of speakers. If you want to do this vote, then either we table it or we take the vote to see whether or not we're even going to consider it, because half the room will be unhappy and half the room will be happy if we decide if this doesn't even go forward. So I think the people who would feel that they were vindicated if it passed or didn't pass, it won't matter.
Okay, just by a quick look at the room, I do not see like 60 speakers, so maybe it'll be either way very close to an hour of public speak. Yeah, so in that case, and also we have people grouping up. So in that case, I would say just still give 1 minute per speaker, and let's go from there.
I would even say 30 minutes.
If we were going to limit the speech, we've already put this at the end. We should have put it in the agenda item so public could have seen it a week ago, that everybody who came here and has been here since 4:30 in the afternoon deserves a right to speak.
So have we.
So I think in the interest of, no matter how many times we hear it, everyone's still going to be adamant, but everyone deserves the right to speak.
Okay, so let's just get going with it then. Let's just get going. We'll do an hour, and like we did for the teachers. And
But if it goes longer, we have to go longer, because with the teachers, we let them finish.
Right.
so if they could
But we
group
didn't
up-
give the teachers their own special meeting. And we
I know,
didn't
we
listen
didn't
to
give them
them
this-
4 hours before that.
or 10 hours worth of
Well, hold it.
deliberation either.
This is not a special meeting, because this is a new agenda item. We've not discussed this before.
All right. So let's give 1 minute per speaker, and then just, is that agreeable?
I'm trying to go back to Trustee Crosby's suggestion. Why can't we vote on 1511? Because then we will know if it's going forward or not.
Well, typically we would let the public speakers speak before we vote. So That's the procedure. We
Okay, so
don't-
how many people do we have to speak on 1511?
There are 61.
What?
61.
61 for 1511 only.
There's at least 45 people.
And then another 61 for 1512.
49 for, yeah.
49.
If you submitted a card for both or either, raise your hand.
Right. That's not even 60 people. Right. So the time will be even shorter. So let's just
Combine.
let's just do it. Okay. Right now, we do not limit people to only speak on 15.11 or 15.12. So we can do the public speech first, and then we'll vote on 15.11.
Esther
Well, it
Lau,
died from a vote.
No, it's got a second.
continue.
Okay, go ahead.
Esther Lau, Simon Lau, Jin Zhu, Hong Ling Zhang,
No, because
Carl Ballard,
table that one, the item is.
Talking about the table.
You can't table something after.
Right.
Li Zhao, David Sheen, Chris Drake, Han Sheen, Carol Zeely,
That's
Beyong
why
Chen,
This time of night.
Han Shen, Francis Lin, Susan Tong, Mary Press. They, actually, the three of them. Yeah. No.
Okay, please. No specific order.
Yes. The mic's not on. It did. Turn on, push.
Oh, okay. All right, good. All right, so tonight the Board of Education is out of order, and I requested you remove 1512 from the agenda. So the Fremont Education Bylaws are meeting conduct, parliamentary procedure, Robert Rules of Order, as you know, we already discussed. Item 1512 is a de facto reconsideration of an issue that's already been considered. Let me skip down. Furthermore, according to Robert's rules, quote, motions can be reconsidered at subsequent meetings provided no action has been taken on the motion in the interim. As a practical matter, a motion cannot be reversed if the vote has caused something to be done that is impossible to undo. And both of those things are true. Actions have been taken, and some of those actions are impossible to undo. So Robert's rules are in effect here, and the motion itself cannot be reversed. Okay, so please remove item 1512 from the agenda. Let's just get on with this stuff. You know, let's let our kids end the school on a high note instead of,
Thank you.
this mess.
Test. Hello, I'm Jen. I'm a father of 2 kids in Fremont. I request you remove the item 1512 from the agenda because it's too much rush and hassle. We already see how many inconsistencies in the curriculum. Here's one example. The curriculum from school district is perfectly normal. This book is listed as parent-only book. However, in 3R lesson plan, grade 4 lesson 1, it's listed in the handout page, and it said it's age appropriate. So this is apparently conflict to each other. And there are many other children level books listed in parent-only column, like What's Happening to My Body. This is grade level 7 to 9. This is parent-only. So there are many other inconsistencies. So we can clearly see how bad the quality is. So when we sit down in such a hodgepodge manner. So please remove it by some time. Thank you very much.
Good morning. Good morning. My name is Ning. I live in Fremont for more than 12 years. I have 2 daughters, young daughters, going to elementary school. I just want to make 2 quick points. First, I strongly oppose the 3R curriculum because the content is not age appropriate for elementary school students, including, 4 to 6 graders. I recall Ms. Campbell brought up this issue in the May 2nd board meeting and it was agreed by majority of the board. Second, like as I mentioned just a few weeks ago here in this same room, we had an extensive discussion and debate until 2:30 in the morning. And the decision was made by the board that we're not going to have 3R curriculum for 4 to 6 grade students. However, I'm surprised this topic somehow finds its way back on this agenda. And I found that a little disturbing. Anyway, I
Thank you.
respectfully asking all the board members.
Thank you.
Good morning, trustees. My name is Frances Lin. I am a teacher and a Fremont parent. I'm here to express my serious concern and frustration regarding our board's totally unreasonable decision to bring back 3R for 6th grade just 1 week after the board voted down for 4 to 6 grades. This is against our own American democracy. Throughout our history, we Americans know to accept election results, no matter how divided we are. We understand the importance of looking past the election result and move to work together quickly. Dear board members, please do the same with your own decision on May 2nd. We want you to unite us together to start working toward a better sex education curriculum for our Fremont students. Thank you.
Good evening, board members, fellow audiences, and speakers. My name is Esther Lau, and I attend Hopkins Junior High School. Today, I would like to reinforce the point of having a total health curriculum. I have best friends who struggle with their emotions to the point of having to skip school. I have friends who slit their fingers with knives due to overwhelming stress. I have friends with high anxiety. I have friends with depression. I could go on forever about how much a generation needs the education of mental health. Is that enough to convince you that total health education is a must, not a maybe? Do you really care about us? The next topic I'd like to bring up is opting out. Today, some classes at Hopkins Junior High School began teaching the 3 Rs. 1/3 of the 7th grade students opted out, which is literally 200. One of my friends just knew about the curriculum last night, but his parents had no time to opt out. He asked the teacher if he could opt out, and the teacher said, "No, it's your parents' decision, not yours." This doesn't make sense from a logical point of view. If the curriculum teaches students that they could get abortion without their parents' consent, the students should be able to opt out themselves. Thank you.
My name is Simon Lau. I wanted to say I don't know how the district want to teach our students. One side ask them to obey the law, follow the instruction. Another side, district make a good demonstration how to disobey the law, disobey the orders, and then teach them how to have an intercourse in a young age. So I don't know what kind of way we are going to teach them. On the other hand, in the 3R 10 grades have a lesson is talking about this is illegal under 18 for sex activities. So if tonight we are going to pass to 6th grade, we must enforce, tell every student this is illegal. This is not allowed to have a minor, to have a sex activities. Thank you.
Ironically, 3Rs is not following its title, rights, respect, and responsibility, because it is irresponsible, not giving the failure rates of condoms and the negative effects of all the contraceptives to students. They have a right to all the facts. We don't give our car keys to the child, to the student, or a voting ballot, or let them have alcohol in a bar. There should be no difference with sexual activity. That's one thing you have the power to say no to the activity, even if you have the tendency to want to. Wouldn't you want to do a curriculum, have a curriculum that they don't have to worry about opt-out? It's really inclusive because that abstinence message is for all students, LGBTQI and everyone, because it's not healthy for them to be engaged that way. And also, Dr. Martin Luther King had it right on. It's the content of the character that gives you the opportunity to respect someone, and you don't have to study obesity to respect the overweight child. You don't have to study gender spectrum to respect all people.
Thank you.
Pihi Wei, Yang Fen, Han Chen, Angel Chang, Susan Tong, Malik Kasari, Kate Amon, Matthew Miller, Brian Davis, Mina Navid, Gubao Zhu, Radhika Papanaban, Hong Wen Gao, Uday Gokarn, Biyong Chen, Kevin Zhang, Ivy Wu, Louisa Chen, Cynthia Samuel, Kylie Navarro.
Hi, my name is Kate Amon. Kids deserve to be informed before puberty for the 4th to 6th grade. They deserve to learn the importance of consent, respect, both to protect themselves and protect others. They deserve to learn their rights so child abuse is prevented at best or reported so they don't suffer in silence and shame. Human sexuality is a normal part of being human, and it should not be ripped out of the schools. Those with qualms about discussion of human sexuality in school and or objection to the inclusivity of LGBT people can opt out. They should not be taking education away from all public school students. Thank you.
Mina Naveed, parent of 3 girls attending FUSD. My time is limited. I'll just get down to the business. So the subject of this board meeting agenda is to request to consider and or reconsider adopting 3 hours curriculum for 6th grade for year 2017 and 18. It's funny how this agenda is ambiguous about whether it is a consideration or a reconsideration. Shouldn't the attorney clearly advise the board not to reconsider 3 hours for the 6th grade based on BP 9322 and the Roberts rule? Number one, why? Number one, because while it is a violation of board policy 9322, at the May 9th meeting, there was no majority agreement to bring back a previous action for reconsideration. Number two, according to Roberts' rule, the motion to reconsider may be made only by a member who voted on the prevailing side, meaning Dr. Shao, Trustee Campbell, or Trustee Sweeney. And that motion needs to be made on May 2nd. Thank you.
Thank you.
My name is Louisa Chen. I'm an FUSD parent. I'm here to express my anger and frustrations regarding our board's totally unreasonable decision to bring back 3R for 6th grade just 1 week after the board voted it down for 4th to 6th grades. This decision only shows how dysfunctional and irresponsible this board has become. Instead of starting working together to adopt a better curriculum, the board voted to further divide our community and break our trust. Since the board's May 2nd decision, there has been an incident of a 5th grader teacher who started teaching sex ed contents to her female students without giving any prior parental notification, while leaving the boys unsupervised outside of her classroom. This is a clear violation of board decision, board policy, and the parental rights given by the law. This only shows how meaningless everything is when there is no respect for each other and trust has been completely broken. Please stop flip-flopping. Please stop. So please stop teaching 6th grade.
Hi, my name is Radhika, and I'm a FUSD parent. The mere fact that the 3 hours for the 6th grade is placed on this meeting agenda shows that it's not a it's just a reconsideration and not a consideration. 4th to 6th has already been discussed, just as we did for 7th to 9th. I believe the attorney did not make proper recommendations to the staff and the board regarding motion to amend the May 2nd board meeting. He should have pointed out that BP 9322 requires a majority agreement instead of tacitly agreeing to 2 votes. Mr. Simmons' recommendation is seriously questionable. This has just led to unnecessary lengthy discussion and meeting times. I urge the board to remove 15.2 from the board discussion. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi, school board member, parents, and all the friends here. I know we've been here several times. Okay, I heard one theory. I really want to express my feeling. I heard everybody saying you can get these things from the YouTube, social media, everywhere. I know, but same thing. Do you know we have a tragedy last week, which is Texas? They have a gun shoot. If that's the case, can I urge all the school members, can you start to have a course to teach the kids know how to shoot, properly shoot, not shoot the kids, not shoot the innocent people? If there's a theory, you think that you can get everywhere, gun, marijuana, racing a car, everywhere, you can do it. So are we going to say this way we should teach the kids because of this? Please, can you please don't be hurry. We all want to work together. Let's unify together. We work together for better curriculum. That's all we need. Thank you.
Thank you, board, for staying so late. My name is Suli. My 6th grader has learned sex education in 4th grade and 5th grade. They have learned it twice in elementary school and are well prepared to go to junior high. In the coming 2 weeks, the 6th graders have a full schedule. They have year-end projects, band concert, multiple cultural week, and field trip promotion party. Why push 3R in such a busy time? Why add more stress to our 6th grader teachers and students? If you're making the decision to teach for 6th grades tonight, how can parents possibly opt their children out without 2 weeks notice? Most 6th grader parents were completely unaware of these possible changes. You're giving parents no choice but resort to potential lawsuit against the district, as our legal right would be denied. Please do not teach 3R to 6th graders this year. Thank you.
Good morning, trustees and superintendent. My name is Uday Gokran and my kids attend Brookwell Elementary. The background info provided in this agenda clearly states a majority of the board did not approve the adoption of 3R curriculum for grades 4 to 6th on May 2nd. Taking 6th grade out for reconsideration is wrong. 4th to 6th grade have already been discussed and considered as a block. Our school district does not have a middle school yet. To single out 6th grade and say we need to reconsider the curriculum for 6th grade only is ridiculous. Is this the legal advice to the board? Robert's rule is very clear. The request for reconsiderations need to be made by a member of the prevailing party on the same day. Failing to have such a request made on 5-2 disqualifies this item to be placed on today's board agenda. Please remove the next agenda item 1512 from the board agenda. Thank you.
Respected board members and staff, I'm Cynthia. I'm thankful for all the teachers who taught me and all the teachers who are helping my son. There are teachers who are uncomfortable with teaching 3R. How in that case, 3R is an appropriate education for our students? Also, how can they teach effectively in a short notice? Unhappy teachers make unhappy students. May 2nd video part 4, Trustee Campbell said, it's not that we are saying we don't want it for our students. If we have a curriculum that is more age appropriate, then perhaps we wouldn't be having this conversation. Some schools have sent the notice to parents announcing the board's decision to suspend 3R for 4 to 6 grades this year. Changing the decision at this moment is going to cause confusion. It's not going to give enough time for parents who want to opt out. As the year end is approaching, Kids are already having fun in their classroom by watching movies and having fun field trips. They are happy that they are getting less homework in this last few weeks. I would hence request you to please stick to the decision that has been made on May 2nd. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good morning, board members. I'm representing Angel Cheng, my friend. She had to leave. So I'm just reading what she has here for us. I vote no to 3R curriculum. My child, a 6th grader, is really very happy and dreaming the end of this journey at elementary school. And this is the last minute confusion that you're going to give to these children. They really are very excited to move on, but, and they're informed of what the decision was made last time. So now, it really sounds really bad to go back and say that, hey, guess what? There's more surprise. So let's have a better year end for all of the 6th graders. Let them look forward to what they already know. And also, we are looking forward to end this year with all 6th graders with a better and inclusive decision, which we hope that FUSD leadership will make for all of us. Thank you very much.
Good evening, board members. My name is Annie He. I am so shocked when I learned that this item was brought to the agenda. I thought, you must be kidding. Are you like changing your mind overnight, like changing your clothes? This item was decided on May 2nd. We even have the action item, which is we're gonna have special committee formed that involve parents to review the curriculum together. We even have the action item. How could this be brought back to the agenda? And this is by community request, board decided to bring the item back. I want to ask which community? We are the parents. AB 329 says it's parents' responsibility. It's parents' responsibility to supervise their kids on the sex education, not other community members. They don't need to tell us what to teach our kids. We are the parents. We get to decide what to teach our kids, not other community members.
Good evening, morning. My name is Kyle Navarro, and I am an alum from Irvington High School, class of 2012, and a community health registered nurse. I am speaking on agenda item 15.11 on behalf of my colleagues standing alongside me and those in the audience watching from home and throughout the community. Please reinstate sex ed for Fremont 6th graders by adopting the 6th grade instructional guide. The 6th grade lessons cover important new information that students won't already have learned in previous grades, like STI prevention and thinking critically about stereotypes. California STI rates are at record levels. Nearly 12% of California teens experiencing dating violence, and 61% of Fremont 7th graders have heard slurs and negative comments about gender and sex. The board needs to be doing everything it can to ensure that 6th graders are getting this critical education before they enter middle school and step foot into a campus where half of the student body will know something they do not.
I'm Jason, alum of Washington High School. I'm a current teacher at Warm Springs, 6th grade. I will now proceed to read a statement written by my colleague, Lena Yin. I have been disappointed in the board's actions and words over the past few weeks, but I also want to acknowledge that the debate has been difficult and it is hard to tell what the majority of people want when there is loud opposition. So I wanted to share the numbers with you. Even after misinformation and media attention, even after the opposition website publicly urged parents to opt out of the junior high curriculum this year, over 99% of high schools and 89% of junior high parents chose for their children to have comprehensive, inclusive education through the 3R curriculum this year. Although it is important to listen to all concerns. It is important to listen to all concern. Hey, thank you for defending me. Thank you for defending your speakers. Hey, you have the opportunity to defend me. Although it's important to listen to all concerns, please do not do so under the false impression that they came from the majority. The majority of parents have spoken and in fact have shown that they want this crucial education for their kids. When considering how we can best prepare next year's 7th graders to enter a new school with new rules, and older students...
I give you extra time. Okay, thank you. Okay. Is that all the cards?
No, there's more. Our next group.
Stop that kind of dialogue between them.
Okay. If you want to have a dialogue, please take it out of the room.
A guy resigned. He resigned right in front of you, and you cut him off. In front of his family. In front of him. Oh, you cut him off, man. Come on. He quit his job.
Please wait until the end of the meeting to have a conversation with me, or we have to get this going. Okay.
Jennifer
next group.
Wong, Mary Perez, Antonio Berbecara, Guibao Zhu, Vicky Chen, Li Zhao, Francis Lin, Louisa Chen, Lena Yin, Diane Jones, Stefan Wooding.
My name is Jennifer. As I said last time, the California Healthy Youth Act says parents and guardians have the ultimate responsibility for imparting values regarding human sexuality to their children. According to the law, high school students do not have right to our children. Okay, and also our Fremont School District have been teaching fourth grader, fifth grader, sixth grader sex education every single year, which most school districts never do. They only teach at the most our surrounding nearby school district. Let me see. They only teach like, for example, Cupertino School District. They do not teach sex education in elementary. New Haven School District, no. Berryessa, no. Not in elementary. But we already being very
Thank
advanced.
you.
There's no, you don't miss anything if you don't
Thank
teach
you.
the six.
Hi, good morning, trustees. My name is Gui Bao. Actually, it doesn't matter what you vote in next. I really appreciate your time. Stay with us and other committee members so late. Thank you for your time. So I want to just remember 2 points. Oh, sorry, my phone got. So on the meeting May 9th, I remember Trustee Ann Crosby claimed doesn't matter 3R or not, kids need sex education. So actually, I believe most of parents in this room now agree with your second half. Our kids really need sex education, but we just really cannot agree with 3R because it's too much sex explicit content. And also on May 2nd meeting, Mrs. Linda Anderson also mentioned they chose the 3R. They chosen the modified 3R plus some supplemental materials to meet the requirement of AB 329. So that's meaning
Thank
we
you.
can bring back flash.
Thank you. Thank you.
Can I ask a question? I believe Ivy Wu's name was called. Are you not going to speak? No,
Ivy.
Ivy had been, her name had been called. Uh-huh. Right. Correct.
We combine the
We're
two,
combining.
so
No. I've actually taken out a few names, so I may have already taken off your name once.
So if your name
So
is called.
I did call your name, yes.
all
And
right.
if I can ask also anybody who has not spoken to come up, because I believe that we've captured about 80% of the room already.
Okay, go ahead.
Hi, I'm Lena. I'm sorry, Trustee Crosby. I'm speaking for someone else today. So, hi everyone, my name is Bevis Lynn. I'm a 5th grader right now. He had to go home because it was really late. Last month, my mom told me that she and my dad signed me up for the sex education class in school. I was like, yuck, attended one in 4th grade already. Why do I need to go again? So she asked me whether I know how my body would change during puberty. I said, kind of. Then she asked me whether I know why people have puberty. No, I don't know. So she said, if you know nothing about puberty, when puberty comes, how would you deal with it? Then she asked my brothers and I, do we know what sexual harassment is? Do we know that if someone touches our body, especially private part, without our permission, it's called sexual harassment? Then I realized that I should attend this class because those are things I don't know but should know. Everyone has equal rights to be educated. I deserve the rights to learn about sex education in school. Thank you. And I also want to emphasize, I know there's some questions about the citations or the sources for the data that we just shared. That's from the district staff. So go ahead and ask for that too if you'd like.
Dr. Shao, I
Hi,
apologize.
Stephen Wooding. I'm reading a statement written by a parent. Hi, everyone.
Sorry, hold on a second.
Sorry, I just want to make sure we're clear that everyone who's speaking on this item or 1512 should be coming now.
Yes.
Correct? Okay.
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay, yes, my name is Stephen Wooding, and I am reading a statement written by a parent. Hi, everyone. My name is Ann Chen. I am a mother of 3 boys, and I'm the previous speaker, Bevis Lynn's mother. As Bevis said, my husband and I reviewed the curriculum several times and decided to sign him up for the class because we found the content of the curriculum is age-appropriate and accurate. Children mature at different rates. Parents and guardians are ultimately responsible for determining if their individual children are ready for content presented in each grade level. Parents have the right to opt their children out of all or part of the sexual health lessons if they feel any are inappropriate. However, FUSD has the responsibility to provide age-appropriate sexual health education for the children whose parents do not want to opt out. Please provide our kids sexual health education. Thank you.
There has been a lot of violations made by this board, by the district, throughout this whole process. I did talk to Dr. Wallace and Mr. Simmons, and pointed out if 3 Rs for 6th grade is to come back on the board agenda this school year, it requires a motion to reconsider under both BP 9322 and the Roberts Rule. As you can clearly see, 3 Rs for 6th grade should not have been placed on today's agenda. Even the language of this agenda shows you how uncertain staff are in making this recommendation. So I request that 15.12 be removed from this agenda. And also, for your information, I have gone ahead and filed a complaint with the AG, Attorney General, and also the Department of Education, United States Department of Education, because it's just unbelievable what is going on. The kind of discussion we're having, the long hours we put into this, it's just so divisive. It's causing so much anger and hatred in our community. We need to put a stop to it. Thank you.
Good morning. My name is Sunita, parent of Fremont School District. Fremont teaches sex ed starting from 4th grade. This means that 6th graders already had sex ed 2 years in a row. Our 6th graders are equipped with proper knowledge about puberty and sex to move on to the junior high school. Law does not require to teach 3 times in the elementary school, and learning twice is already more than enough. I don't understand the urgency to teach our 6th graders in the last 2 weeks of the school year and use them as guinea pigs. Please do not teach 3 Rs for 6th graders this year. Based on our previous discussion, you agreed to send hard copies for the opt-out form home to the parents who do not have access to the computers or who are not computer proficient. Have you done that? Please do keep your promise. Please stop these 3 R for 6th graders. Thank you.
Respected board members and staff, I'm Sudha. I'm a FUSD parent. In May 2nd, board already voted no 3 Rs for 4th to 6th grade. For your reference, on the same day, video part 4 at 30-15 minutes, it mentioned that it is difficult to take things out and put things in 3 Rs instructional guide. And in the same video at 30-58 minutes, it said there is no time to change the curriculum. Now, if we rush into this, it's not going to help us or our kids. We have to consider the time to send the notification to parents as well. Don't go back on your decision. Thanks.
Good morning, Board of Trustees. Thank you for the opportunity to speak. I just want to ask the question, no means no, right? No means no, right? We've already received the majority no vote on 3R curriculum, but no means maybe for some of you. And because no means maybe for some of you, we find ourselves here again, some of us losing precious family time, some of us here despite failing health, and some of us just wanting to get to bed because we work a 7:30 to 5 p.m. shift tomorrow. But we're here instead because no does not mean no for some of you. No means maybe. I ask you, honorable trustees, to stand by your original no vote for 4th through 6th grade 3R curriculum, and not to reconsider adopting the 3R curriculum. Thank you.
Can you give your name, please?
So Patty can check the card.
Excuse me. The previous speaker, can you give your name, please?
Lily Sailele.
Good morning, trustees. My name is Basanio. Assembly Bill 329 used the word parent or guardian 76 times, almost entirely in the context of asserting parental rights. Just in case someone could still miss it, the lawmakers took the pain to spell it out in Section 13, quote, "The legislature recognized parents and guardians have the ultimate responsibility for imparting values regarding human sexuality to their children." Not the community members, not teachers, not alumni. When you are sitting on the board, you represent the entire community unless you choose otherwise. Regardless of your personal position or ideology, please embrace the laws first. When you do that, people will start trusting you, even if you disagree with them on some of the sincere analysis. Only then you are in a position to help heal this divided community.
Good morning, board member. My name is Yang Ling. I'm a parent at Irvington High. I would like to bring out the issues with the current opt-out process. Many parents in the junior high and high school would like to partially opt out their children of certain sex education lessons as allowed by the law. However, parents were told that by various teachers at various school sites that they cannot do so because of logistical difficulty and overlapping contents. They must choose either complete in or complete out for the students. Some parents were also told that the opt-out students have to do both the alternative curriculum assignment and their regular sex education assignment. Not only have the parent and student been subjected to such difficult dilemma, their legal right to partial opt-out was also denied. For this reason, some were forced not to opt out. It is the school's district's responsibility to work with the teachers immediately to come up with a feasible plan and fair process to accommodate students who elect to partially opt out. Without such process in place, 3R curriculum should not be taught at any grade level this school year. Thank you.
Oh, your microphone.
Okay. Good morning, trustees. My name is Hong Yu. I believe everyone in this room would agree that we need sexual education for our children, which should be comprehensive and age appropriate. But maybe not everyone realizes that how difficult it is to reach the balance between them. Everybody should understand that younger children have different growth speeds, especially before 12 years old. What makes more complicated is that the physical and psychological maturity can be out of sync as well. So we have to be very cautious in making any changes to the curriculum for our younger students. Now the question is, how can we make the sexual education more comprehensive? And I think the answer is very simple. Parents. We parents are coming here to offer our help. We want to work together with you to provide that comprehensive education. Thanks.
Good morning, dear board members. I'm Andin Fan, a parent of 2 children in Fremont. Do you care about our trust? How can we trust you? I just want to quote from board agenda from today. The board, however, didn't vote on approving adoption of the 3R curriculum for 6th grade only on May 2nd, 2018. Are we going to vote for 5th grade next week? Are we going to vote for 4th grade the week after next week? We'll go continue. So then let's go back to the 6th grade 3R curriculum. In the lesson 5, talk about communication about a sensitive topic. In step 3, they're talking about abstinence. It compares abstinence from sex to abstinence from sugar. Here's some quote. Food with sugar tastes really good. Same thing here with sex. Sex can feel good and bring a couple closer. Is this promoting this? Okay.
Thank you.
Good morning, board members. Good morning, everyone. I actually spent some time to go through this 6th grade material. Actually, I would say a lot of those, what you're trying to teach is pretty make a lot of sense, because you set boundaries, you respect other people, you talk about the puberty knowledge. But some of the material talk about the gender identity and this stuff, I find it confusing. Actually, it's even in the material, it actually says these ideas are confusing. So do we really want to teach our kids some confusion ideas? So we should actually think about what kind of material we want to pick. We actually want to pick more material that's not as confusing as this material is actually mentioned about. So let's work on something together. Okay, thank you.
Good evening, board members. This debate was never about LGBTQ. I want to actually emphasize here, every LGBTQ students is our children. It's painful for me to hear any actually LGBTQ student got bullied. That's not what we LGBTQ is not what we are against for. Based on my understanding, there's a sex ed actually curriculum available for FUC consideration. Dr. Shaw, Dr. Burke, Trustee Campbell, Trustee Sweeney, and Trustee Crosby. I have a very simple question to ask you. Is really 3R the best sex ed ever since slice of bread? Please do not rush 3R to 6th graders. Thank you.
Hi, Antonio Herrera, parent. So I wanted to respond to some of the points being made. There's apparently 2 ways to bring a question back to an assembly. There's a motion to reconsider and a motion to amend. A motion to reconsider is 15.11. I think there's some confusion about what was done at the earlier May meeting. A motion to amend would not have required the prevailing side to have made that original motion, so I might have suggested that to the attorney. In terms of parents who are uncomfortable with teaching their kids certain sex education, I totally respect that. What I don't respect is the desire to go beyond an opt-out and impose that upon this board and demand that this not be taught to any 4th through 6th graders. That's what I find uncomfortable. And then lastly, in CHYA, I would point you to the definition of age appropriate is an objective marker, not the subjective desires of parents. Thanks.
I would again request a few minutes if I could. Victoria Burbeck Herrera, a FEDTA president. Good early morning, board and district staff. So I just want to again, as the exclusive representative, as the president of our Fremont Unified District Teachers Association, I would like to use that to just reassure the board and read the same statement that I did a few weeks ago, because as some people would maybe like to speak for teachers or say that they are a teacher, we noticed a few weeks ago that some people that did speak we found were teachers, for example, at neighboring private schools. And while that's absolutely fine, we find that that is the reason that many people choose to educate or send their children to private school, is that they would like a different type of education or something that might not be conforming, and that's totally fine. But as far as the public educators, FEDTA's position, which was passed at our representative council last month, FEDTA believes a comprehensive school health education curriculum is important in grades pre-K through 12 in order to provide learning opportunities for students to protect, maintain, and improve their own health and that of other people. FEDTA believes that comprehensive puberty and sex education should meet the requirements of the California Healthy Youth Act and be taught in grades 4 through 9. FEDTA believes in equal rights for all and supports eliminating sex, perceived sex, gender identity, and or gender expression discrimination in educational programs, activities, and facilities. And I would like to speak to something that was brought up about how we don't need to be taught about certain types of people, certain cultures, to show them respect. And unfortunately, studies show time and time again that that is not the case. And as Martin Luther King was brought up, I think that a lot of his fight was in showing that keeping people and types of people separate and certain ideas separate is not the way to make sure that we're included and respecting all. And so educators in Fremont are definitely in support of this. And although it isn't the complete of what we would like in grades 4 through 9, we would still hope that you will reconsider and offer this in 6th grade. It is noted in our contract that our unit members have the primary responsibility of supervision of our students, and we think that making sure that they are safe and aware, especially as we move on into middle school, is a very significant part of being able to keep our students safe. And New Haven, as was noted, while they don't offer it in elementary, they have a middle school model, so they're offering it in 6th, and we hope that we will do that as well. Thank you.
Hi, I didn't know I was supposed to come up. Hi, my name is Danny Sue, and I have questions about the curriculum material and special education and English learning students. AB 329 Education Code Section 51933 and AR 6142.3 requires and/or states that instructional materials shall be appropriate for use with pupils with disabilities, English learners, including but not limited to the provision of a modified curriculum, materials and instruction in alternative format, and auxiliary aids. How is the district providing instruction for the special education and English learning students? How are the teachers trained to teach the curriculum, and how is it going to be implemented? Where can we find the curriculum that will be used for these students, and where can you please explain how non-English speaking parents can review the curriculum? Lastly, if the parent chooses to opt out, what alternative curriculum will be available to these students? Please help address my concern for special education and English learning students. Thank you.
What is your name, sir?
Danny Sue. Is there any more public speaker?
Are there any other public speakers who have not spoken?
Okay. With that, we will get into our overdue break. We will reconvene at 2:30.
Did you think you were going to stay here this late?